Florida's history is rich and multifaceted, reflecting the experiences of indigenous populations, European explorers and settlers, conflicts over control of the region, and significant development in the modern era. Pre-colonial period. Indigenous peoples Florida has been inhabited for thousands of years, with evidence of human presence dating back to around 12,000 years ago. Several indigenous groups lived in Florida, including the Timucua, Apalachee, Calusa, and Tequesta, each with their distinct cultures, languages, and societal structures. These tribes had sophisticated agricultural practices, trade networks, and religious beliefs. European exploration and settlement. Spanish exploration Juan Ponce de Leon is credited with being the first European to arrive in Florida in 1513, searching for the Fountain of Youth. He claimed the territory for Spain, but his exploration marked the beginning of a long period of European involvement in the region. Spanish colonization. Spain established the first permanent European settlement in North America at St. Augustine in 1565. The Spanish missions aimed to convert indigenous peoples to Christianity and establish Spanish authority. Over time, the Spanish introduced cattle ranching and other European agricultural practices to the region. Conflicts with indigenous peoples. Spanish colonization and mission work led to conflicts with the indigenous tribes, who resisted European influence. Diseases brought by the Europeans also had a devastating impact on indigenous populations. British control. In 1763, Spain ceded Florida to Britain in exchange for Havana, Cuba. The British established East Florida and West Florida as separate colonies and focused on developing plantations for rice, indigo, and other crops. American territory. Returned to Spanish control following the American Revolutionary War. Britain returned Florida to Spain in 1783. U.S. acquisition. Through the Adams-Onis Treaty in 1819, the United States acquired Florida from Spain, and it became a U.S. territory in 1822. Florida's strategic location made it a key area for expansion and trade. Statehood. Florida became the 27th state of the United States on March 3, 1845. Civil War and Reconstruction. Civil War. Florida seceded from the Union in 1861 and joined the Confederate States of America. Florida played a supporting role in the war, primarily providing supplies such as cattle, cotton, and salt. Reconstruction. After the Civil War, Florida underwent a period of reconstruction, during which it faced challenges such as rebuilding its economy and society, addressing the needs of newly freed African Americans, and dealing with conflicts between various political factions. Florida was readmitted to the Union in 1868. Late 19th century and early 20th century. Railroad expansion. The expansion of the railroad was a key factor in Florida's development during this period. Entrepreneurs like Henry Flagler and Henry Plant built railroads throughout the state, opening up new areas for settlement and economic development. Flagler's Florida East Coast Railway, in particular, connected Jacksonville to Miami and Key West, facilitating travel and trade. Agricultural expansion. The state's agriculture, particularly citrus production, expanded during this time. Agriculture remained an important part of the state's economy throughout the 20th century. Early 20th century. Land boom and real estate development. In the 1920s, Florida experienced a land boom as investors and developers rushed to buy and sell real estate in the state. This period saw rapid population growth and the establishment of new communities, especially along the coast. Tourism and resorts. Florida's reputation as a tourist destination continued to grow, with the development of resorts and attractions along the coast. The state's natural beauty and warm climate drew visitors from around the country. Economic challenges. The land boom eventually led to economic troubles, culminating in the Florida land bust in the late 1920s. The Great Depression that followed also had a significant impact on Florida's economy. Infrastructure and industry. In addition to tourism, other industries such as shipping, fishing, and agriculture continued to play an important role in the state's economy. Infrastructure projects like roads, bridges, and the development of ports helped facilitate trade and transport,